If you're wearing glasses right now, and you made it to this video, this is worth your full attention. For years, you've been told that vision loss is inevitable. The price of getting older. The cost of screens. Of modern life. You were led to believe your only options are thicker lenses, expensive surgeries, or quietly accepting that the world will keep fading into blur. But that's not the complete picture. And today, I want to set the record straight. The human body was not designed to fail. It was designed to recover. And there is a food, a tool that nature has refined over millions of years, that when used correctly and in a very specific way I'm about to walk you through, gives your body exactly what it needs to restart the repair process deep inside your eyes. What makes this particularly compelling is that this repair happens with the greatest intensity while you sleep. This isn't folklore. This isn't a wellness trend without foundation. This is a biological compound that nature engineered specifically to function as a cellular sunscreen for your retina. Stay with me through to the end, because I'm not going to hand you a food name and walk away. I'm going to give you a precise map. Exactly how to use it, in what amount, and how to combine it. So that starting tonight, you can begin rebuilding the protective barrier of your vision from the inside out. I'm Dr. Marcus Bennett, and this is something I've watched work time and again in clinical practice. Close your eyes and consider this. You wake up in the morning, open your eyes, and see the ceiling clearly. No fumbling for glasses on the nightstand. You pick up your phone and read your messages without holding it at arm's length. You drive at night with full confidence, no longer bracing against the glare of oncoming headlights. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a biological possibility that most of us have simply forgotten about. Millions of Americans are quietly suffering, accepting blurry vision as normal. They're missing the moments that matter most. The full expression on a loved one's face across the dinner table, the fine print in a favorite book, the detail of a mountain range in the distance. The mistake we keep making is focusing entirely on external fixes, glasses, contacts, LASIK. All of that addresses the symptom. It doesn't touch the source. Today, we do something different. We go to the root. We go inside the cell to reignite what's been dimming. Ready? Let's get into it. Stop blaming your age. The real force quietly wearing down your eyes has a different name: oxidative stress and chronic inflammation. And right now, those two forces are being fed by something you're looking at in this very moment: blue light. Consider what a typical American day actually looks like for your eyes. From the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep, your eyes absorb a relentless barrage. Sunlight, LED office lighting, and most aggressively, the screens of your phone and computer. This isn't soft, ambient light. It's high-intensity energy, like precision laser arrows cutting through your eye's natural defenses and striking the most critical territory at the back of your eye, the retina. More specifically, the macula, sometimes called the yellow spot. What is the macula? Think of it as the brain's high-definition camera, small as a pinhead, but entirely responsible for sharpness, for recognizing the faces of people you love, for reading, for driving. When the macula deteriorates, the world blurs permanently. The mechanism of destruction has been well understood for decades. When blue light bombards an unprotected macula, it's like sparks from a welder's torch landing on silk. It triggers a chain reaction that generates free radicals, unstable molecules that attack without discrimination, destroying the photoreceptor cells. That process is oxidative stress. Here's a way to picture it. Your vision is a sharp, detailed photograph. Every day, blue light and environmental pollution act like an invisible piece of sandpaper, slowly abrading that image. You don't notice it today. You don't notice it tomorrow. But day by day, the detail erodes. Colors fade, blurry patches appear, and one morning, you realize the image has gone soft. That is macular degeneration, AMD, the leading cause of vision loss in older Americans, and one that medicine is still working hard to manage. Don't let that sandpaper keep working. Here's the piece that most people never hear. The body is a remarkable regeneration machine. During sleep, a cellular repair crew activates. Its mission is to clear the battlefield of free radicals and seal the cracks in your retinal tissue. But imagine this. The repair crew arrives on site and finds no materials. No bricks, no mortar, no tools. The repair remains incomplete. The damage from yesterday hasn't healed. And when the morning light hits again, it lands on an already weakened foundation. This is a cycle that repeats without interruption. The debt of damage accumulates faster than the body can recover. So if you're noticing blurry vision in the morning or a painful glare sensitivity when driving at night, don't simply chalk it up to aging. Those are distress signals. Your eyes are saying, "We want to fight, we want to repair. But please give us what we need." And right at the point where this all feels overwhelming, nature enters with a solution it's been quietly holding for millions of years. Through the long arc of evolution, nature developed a defense system that is elegant, precise, and completely internal. Not a pair of lenses you put on and take off. A biological barrier built from within, durable and self-sustaining. I'm talking about two remarkable compounds, twin pillars of the plant world, Lutein and Zeaxanthin. You may have seen their names on supplement bottles, but I'd wager no one has ever explained what they actually do. In nature, these are yellow-orange pigments that protect plants from burning under intense sunlight. And the extraordinary thing is, they do precisely the same thing for your eyes. The body has a quiet intelligence about this. When you consume foods containing these two compounds, it doesn't scatter them randomly. It collects them and transports them at priority speed to a single destination, the macula. In medicine, we call it the macula lutea, Latin for yellow spot. Sirs, that yellow color is not incidental. It is the color of the shield woven from the lutein and zeaxanthin you've accumulated. Think of it this way. Lutein and zeaxanthin are your internal sunglasses, active around the clock, even while you sleep, even when you forget the pair on your dresser. They defend your vision in two distinct ways. As an optical filter, their yellow pigment acts like a high-grade mesh screen. It absorbs and blocks high-energy blue light before it ever reaches the photoreceptor cells, like an umbrella held over the retina in an acid rain. As a protective team, if any damaging rays manage to slip through and generate free radicals, lutein and zeaxanthin step in. They are exceptionally potent antioxidants, ready to neutralize the threat and keep your visual cells intact. This isn't just nutrition. It's the body's military strategy for defending your sight. The science behind this isn't speculation. It's been consistent for years. Look at the AREDS 2 study, the gold standard in ophthalmology worldwide. Researchers demonstrated something that has been confirmed repeatedly. By supplying just 10 milliliters of lutein and 2 milliliters of zeaxanthin daily, the risk of progression to advanced macular degeneration can be reduced by up to 25%. 25%. Let that number settle. That's not a marginal improvement. That's slowing the leading cause of vision loss in older Americans. That's preserving a quarter of the vision that would otherwise have been lost. And that's been the pattern across thousands of patients. Now here's where the full picture comes together. Keep this in mind. The day is the battlefield. The night is the construction site. During the day, your eyes absorb the assault of blue light. During the night, the body activates repair mode. But that repair crew cannot work empty-handed. It needs raw materials. When you provide adequate lutein and zeaxanthin at dinner, you're establishing a supply chain. While you sleep, the bloodstream carries these building blocks directly to the macula. Instead of waking with a retina full of unrepaired damage, you wake with a reinforced defensive barrier. You're shifting the trajectory, moving from passive deterioration to active reconstruction. Not just repairing yesterday's damage, laying down armor for tomorrow. That is the power of targeted nutrition. Now, the key question. Where do we actually find lutein and zeaxanthin in the quantities that matter? Before I give you the source, you need to understand a biological rule that most people miss. Not all sources are created equal. You may have heard that yellow bell peppers, corn, or egg yolks are good options, and they are. But they're infantry. To genuinely support retinal recovery, you need the generals, sources with the highest possible concentration and the best bioavailability. And the clear leader is dark leafy greens, specifically two, spinach and kale. I know, I can almost hear the sigh. Doctor, just spinach? I was expecting some rare extract from a remote rainforest. Here's what I've seen in practice, more times than I can count. The most effective solutions are almost never exotic. The healing power doesn't have to be expensive or hard to find. It's already waiting for you in the produce section of your local grocery store. But here is the real secret, the layer most people miss. It's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it. Consider this number because it tends to catch people off guard. A single cup of cooked spinach contains up to 15 milliliters of lutein and zeaxanthin. Recall the AREDS 2 standard. 10 milliliters was enough to demonstrably slow macular degeneration. What does that mean in practice? 1 cup of cooked spinach delivers 50% more than the gold standard used in the most rigorous clinical trial on this topic. You're not just eating a vegetable. You're consuming a completely natural therapeutic dose. Nature doesn't sell pharmaceuticals. Nature places the most potent dose directly on your dinner plate. The only variable is whether you know how to use it. Why have clinicians pointed to these two greens as the foundation of visual health? This isn't coincidence. It's precise biological reasoning. First, concentrated delivery. You don't need to eat a field's worth of vegetation. A modest serving gets you to the dose the evidence has consistently validated. Second, synergy. Nothing works in isolation. The lutein and zeaxanthin in dark greens arrive alongside a natural support team, particularly vitamin C, which multiplies their antioxidant effect. Third, and this is the point that matters most, absorption. This is the mistake that the overwhelming majority of people make every single day. Pay attention. Lutein and zeaxanthin are fat-soluble. They are, in a sense, selective guests. They will not enter the bloodstream unless a carrier is present. And that carrier is dietary fat. If you're eating a plate of plain boiled spinach with no fat, believing you're making the healthier choice for your waistline, I'm sorry to say it, but you're discarding the nutrition. It passes through the intestinal tract and exits, unused. But when you add a quality healthy fat, olive oil, avocado, a handful of walnuts, something important shifts. The absorption door swings wide open. What was an ordinary meal becomes a precision delivery system aimed directly at the retina. The builders, lutein and zeaxanthin, seal the gaps and reinforce the macular wall. The guards neutralize free radicals. The result the next morning. When blue light attacks, it encounters a fortress, not a fragile structure ready to crumble. This is preventive medicine. Don't wait for vision to cloud before you respond. Build the defenses now. You know the what, spinach or kale. You know the why. Now, for what matters most, the how. I'm going to give you the exact protocol to start tonight. Enough background. Time to act. This isn't a restrictive diet. It's a biological strategy. I call it the Visual Nutrition Protocol. Simple, but consistent application makes it one of the most effective tools against age-related decline you have available. 3 non-negotiable steps. Step 1. Choose your champion and understand the heat principle. First, pick your green, spinach or kale. Both are genuine lutein powerhouses. You can rotate between them to keep things from getting repetitive. But here's the rule that most people don't know. Cook them. Why? Plant cell walls are remarkably tough. When consumed raw, the digestive system struggles to break through, and a significant portion of the nutrients remain locked inside. When you apply heat, gentle steam, a light sauté, or a soup, those walls break down. The nutrients are released, and lutein and zeaxanthin become far more bioavailable. Your target, 1 cup of cooked greens. That's the dose your eyes are asking for. Step 2. The carrier, healthy fats. This step is the difference between results and wasted effort. Skip it, and you might as well stop here, because without it, the rest doesn't work. Memorize this. Lutein requires fat. No fat, no absorption. Full stop. But I'm not talking about fried food. I'm talking about high-quality carriers. Extra virgin olive oil. Liquid gold. Add a tablespoon over the spinach just as you turn off the heat. It opens the absorption pathway and delivers a potent anti-inflammatory effect directly to the blood vessels of the eye. Avocado. Half a sliced avocado brings healthy fat and additional lutein, creating a compounding effect. Walnuts, a small handful. Rich in omega-3s, which are essential for maintaining the flexibility and hydration of retinal membranes. A cooked egg, a misunderstood superfood. The yolk contains a highly bioavailable form of lutein. Adding an egg to your spinach is a double impact strategy. The winning formula: 1 cup of cooked dark greens plus 1 healthy fat source. Step 3. Timing, and the habit that makes it sustainable. What you eat matters. When you eat also matters. While this combination works at any meal, dinner is the optimal window. Why? Because you're preparing the supply chain for the overnight shift. You eat, the body digests, the carotenoids enter the bloodstream. And when you fall asleep, the repair crew wakes up to find materials already staged and ready. It's a coordinated biological relay. Picture this dinner tonight. You warm a little garlic in extra virgin olive oil. Low heat, just fragrant. You add a generous handful of fresh spinach. You hear it settle into the pan. That's the cell walls beginning to release. In 2 minutes, the spinach has reduced and deepened to a rich green. You plate it, then add the supporting cast. A cooked egg with a creamy yolk, a few walnuts, alongside a piece of grilled salmon or chicken breast. This isn't medicine that tastes like medicine. It's a genuinely good meal. And with every bite, you're making a direct deposit into the long-term account of your vision. What to expect? This is functional medicine at its most practical level. Don't expect your eyes to transform overnight. That's not how this works. And that's not what I'm telling you. This is a rebuilding process. Week by week, as the habit holds, the pigment layer in the macula gradually thickens. Micron by micron, You are constructing a fortress, not flipping a switch. Over time, you'll notice your eyes fatiguing less by end of day. The glare sensitivity on nighttime drives begins to ease. Sharpness returns. You're not eating to fill a plate. You're eating to give your body the means to repair itself, protect itself, and preserve what matters for the years ahead. Start tonight. We have our generals in place. Lutein and zeaxanthin from spinach and kale. But in a sustained biological battle against aging and blue light, no general wins a war alone. To build a truly resilient defense for your eyes, we need to bring in additional allies. Think of it as assembling a specialized team. Each member has a distinct role, and together they create a layered, comprehensive shield. 1. The Night Operations Specialist on Vitamin A. Vitamin A is a classic. There's a reason your mother told you to eat your carrots. She was right. Vitamin A is the essential raw material for producing a compound in the retina called rhodopsin. Think of rhodopsin as the film inside an old camera. It's what allows you to see in low light. Ever walked from a bright room into a dark one and experienced a moment of near blindness? That gap is the time rhodopsin takes to regenerate. When vitamin A is insufficient, that window of darkness stretches and night blindness develops. Practical sources. Vitamin A arrives in the form of beta-carotene in deeply colored orange vegetables. Keep it simple. A roasted sweet potato, a bowl of butternut squash soup, or steamed carrot slices at dinner. That's the most satisfying way to keep your eyes ready for the dark. 2. The frontline guardian, vitamin C. While lutein protects the back of the eye, vitamin C is the sentinel at the front, the lens. The lens is your eye's natural focusing element. Its enemy is oxidation, the process that turns a clear lens cloudy. That's a cataract. Vitamin C functions like a biological cleanser, continuously neutralizing free radicals to keep the lens transparent. Practical sources worth knowing. Skip the orange juice. The sugar content isn't doing you any favors. Instead, finish dinner with the true vitamin C leader. Raw red bell pepper, strawberries, or kiwi. Red bell pepper, in particular, delivers roughly 3 times the vitamin C of an orange. A few slices as a side is a quietly smart move. 3. The AREDS studies confirmed pair. Vitamin E and zinc. Rounding out the team is the duo that the original AREDS research validated for their role in slowing macular degeneration. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant, much like lutein, whose primary role is protecting the delicate cell membranes of the eye from oxidative deterioration. Practical source: a small handful of sunflower seeds. Zinc is the most underestimated member of the team, and arguably the most essential. Think of zinc as the transporter. You can have abundant vitamin A in your system, but without zinc, it stays locked in the liver and never reaches the eyes. Zinc is the vehicle that delivers vitamin A to the retina, where it produces the protective melanin pigment. Practical sources: legumes, pumpkin seeds, or a modest portion of lean meat. Putting the strategy together. When you bring all of these together in a single meal, dark greens with lutein and zeaxanthin, healthy fats like olive oil, orange vegetables for vitamin A, strawberries or kiwi for vitamin C, a few seeds for vitamin E and zinc, you're not just eating dinner. You're activating a powerful coordinated defense system. Vitamin A sharpens night vision. Vitamin C protects the lens. Vitamin E guards the cell membranes. Zinc delivers the nutrients where they're needed. And lutein shields the macula. That's multi-layered protection. Consistent, established, and grounded in evidence. You are no longer a passive subject of aging. You are the architect of your own visual longevity. The 5-minute evening ritual, releasing the eyes from their digital prison. We've fed the internal army. Now let's address the soldiers themselves, the muscles. Let's be honest about what modern American eyes endure. Hours of screen time freeze the ocular muscles at a single fixed distance. They become rigid, overworked, and exhausted. When you fall asleep in that state, recovery is compromised. Here is a 5-minute release ritual you can do in bed. It won't reverse diagnosed disease, but as a daily practice, it is a remarkable soother that restores flexibility and circulation to fatigued ocular tissue. Over the years, this same kind of deliberate practice keeps showing up as the difference between eyes that age gracefully and those that don't. 1. Heat and darkness therapy. 60 seconds. Start by generating your own warmth. Rub your palms together firmly until they're warm. Close your eyes and cup your hands gently over your eye sockets, not pressing on the eyeballs themselves. Let the darkness surround you completely. Breathe slowly. Feel the warmth seeping in, dissolving the accumulated tension of the day. This is a moment of genuine stillness. 2. Full range release. 60 seconds. Your eyes spend most of their day moving only side to side, tracking a screen. Break that pattern. Keep your head still. Move your eyes slowly in a wide, deliberate circle, clockwise, as though you're reading the positions of a clock face. 12, 3, 6, 9. 5 full rotations, then reverse direction. This movement stretches and lubricates the entire ligament system of the eye. 3. Lens gymnastics. 90 seconds. The most important step, the direct antidote to screen fatigue. Raise your thumb about 6 inches from your nose. Focus on the fingerprint for 5 seconds. Then shift your gaze past the thumb to a distant point in the room. 5 seconds there. Repeat this near-to-far cycle 15 times. You're forcing the ciliary muscle to contract and release, a genuine training session for the natural lens, preventing it from becoming permanently locked in close focus mode. 4. Hydration activation and massage. 30 seconds. Finally, squeeze your eyes shut firmly for 3 seconds, then open them as wide as you can. Repeat 5 times to stimulate the lacrimal glands and distribute natural lubrication across the cornea. Finish by gently massaging with your fingertips around the bony ridge of the eye socket, not touching the eye itself. In closing, when you combine targeted internal nutrition with this kind of intentional external release, you create the ideal recovery environment for sleep. You're inviting the body to do its best repair work. Today, we did more than share information. We drew a map out of the blur. We identified the hidden threat, blue light, and we found the weapon to meet it, lutein and zeaxanthin. And that's not opinion. That's what the data shows. But knowledge is only potential. Action is power. Don't let this video become background noise. I have a 7-day challenge for you. 1 week, commit to putting the green team and healthy fats on your dinner plate. Spend 5 minutes each evening releasing those overworked eyes. If this gave you even a measure of clarity and hope, I'm asking for 3 things. First, leave a like. It helps this reach the people who are quietly worried about their vision. Second, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And, most importantly, scroll down and leave a comment. Tell me, what's your biggest concern right now? Eye fatigue? Fear of further vision loss? Or simply type the words, "I'm ready," to mark your commitment. I read every single one. Remember, you are not a victim of time. The human body carries a remarkable capacity for recovery, and the evidence on that has been consistent for years. You don't have to accept a blurred future. The path to protecting your vision doesn't start in a cold operating room. It starts tonight, in the warmth of your own kitchen. Take ownership of this. Protect the windows through which you experience your life. Wishing you clarity, good health, and peace of mind. With warmth, Dr. Marcus Bennett.